Hey, it's Tom Landry of Benchmark Real Estate. Thank you for tuning in. It's the summer of 2022, and this is your quick moving market update as we head into the third and fourth quarter. The market is in a state of flux with the Fed's actions. It's calling everything into a state of evaluation for both buyers and sellers, and there is a lot of questions out there. We're here to address those for buyers and sellers. We're also here to give you other things in these segments which pertain to not only real estate, but the greater Portland and even on a state level with some of the tax relief that's happening that was recently passed. So get ready, this is gonna move quick. I'm gonna give you the highlights so you can get back to enjoying a wonderful Maine summer. Okay, my top tip for sellers as we head into the third and fourth quarter of this year is to take action right now. If you are thinking of selling in the next decade, do it immediately. If your property is currently on the market, obviously trust the instincts of that good local agent that you're listing with. But in general, I would say take bold action because in my opinion, we are going to be seeing a 6 to 9 month window here where things are going to continue to sell very well. And as I've said in the past, the Portland market will be affected less than some others around the country, but by no means are we going to be unaffected. We are already starting to see the negative impacts of the Federal Reserve hikes. Now, we're seeing buyers motivated to come into the market now, so we haven't really seen a true dampening. Things are still moving, things are still selling, but having been in the industry for 20 years, haven't seen the last major correction in 2006 and 7. I think we could be facing that in a year or so from now. So if your timeline is in the next 10 years, list immediately. If you're currently listed, get real on that price. That's my advice to you sellers. Okay, this segment is for buyers. You can certainly read more in any one of these segments that are targeted to different areas, but buyers, as we look at the third and fourth quarter of 2022, my message to you and my top takeaways are there's only one specific part of the earth that is available at any time. So if the dream house comes along, you still want to be engaged in the market. Well, I've talked to some recent buyers and they're like, hey, I'm going to come into the market in the winter or next year when it even gets lower. The prices are even lower based on the Federal Reserve's actions. That's great, but the house of your dreams, if it's listed in September, may not be there. So stay engaged. The other thing I would do is don't be afraid if a property has been listed for a while and you've seen it on for 30 or 45 days to come in with an offer, to come in with something aggressive. Sometimes sellers haven't gotten the message that the market is more balanced between buyers and sellers. We're in this balanced market, as I call it. Third thing for you buyers is to be patient as well. So on the other side of being urgent and seizing the moment on that property, I do believe this winter is going to be a fantastic time to buy, and historically rates are still low. Okay, my favorite segment in this market update is the next one. It's the Portland Kids Duathlon. You can see more about the event, which happened on July 24th of this year at portlandkidsduathlon.com. There's a lot of videos there. There's some amazing pictures. It is incredibly cute, but also incredibly moving and motivational. These kids are really amazing, and the ages range from 3 years old up to 12 years old. So balance bikes and a quick run. And then these kids are also going around the entirety of Back Cove. Special call out to my wife, Amy Landry, for having the vision to create this race. And we've raised, I think it's over $50,000 for the Portland Education Foundation over this course of 5 years. We've also changed some lives of these kids and these families, moving them from behind a screen to behind a bike and lacing up their shoes to get out there and lead healthier lives. So enjoy the segment here, but also go on to portlandkidsduathlon.com. Okay, the next segment we have is about something called MRS 6281. Now, this is all related to property tax relief for seniors in Maine, and it's a big deal. As we know, with that loaded phrase and term gentrification, people are being pressured, even people in their existing homes, with rising taxes, and this is a circuit breaker for that. This has existed in a lot of other states, and it's finally been signed into law here in Maine. You have to be 65 or older, you have to be a permanent resident of Maine, you have to have owned your home for at least 10 years. There's other things to know here, and you can visit some of the state websites to learn more and to learn if you qualify, and those links are right in the body of this email, or you can go onto our blog and find out more information. Great news for seniors in the state of Maine. And the next part of this update in the summer of 2022 harkens to what's going on outside in and around the country and around the globe, which is the climate in crisis. We're already starting to see in our area not only temperatures rising, but people moving here from places where the temperatures are even higher and wildfires are out of control. So primarily, this is response to, again, a climate in crisis and climate change. These are the first people that are moving because of that, because of climate migration. So it's really sad, and it's something that is a call to action. We're very excited to see the action that has been taken by the President and the House and the Senate to pass this climate bill that they're going to be signing into law here, and has probably already been signed into law by the time you're seeing the video. So one thing that we're incredibly proud of, and I am to be proud of this, is called a Solaris condominiums in Portland. So you can learn more about what we're building, which we believe is the property of the future, at solarisportland.com. Okay, in this segment of the update, I want to share with you guys something that was news to me, but we have worked with several past clients, friends, family, and even neighbors to move money that they have maybe in the stock market to local investments. So there is a local company here which can help you, if you have an IRA, invest in things that are on Main Street versus Wall Street. So if you'd like to learn more, you can read a little bit about that in the newsletter that we have, again, or find that newsletter on the blog. But this is called a self-directed IRA, and you can choose where you put that money. And one of the things that we're offering folks, obviously, is this ability to invest in some really interesting projects that yield, hopefully, high returns. Can't promise that. Obviously, there's risk when you invest in things, but you're able to see them and tangibly be a part of them, which I think is something that we all enjoy. You know, this is not Portland and Greater Portland isn't anywhere America. This is something where we like to support local things. And if we can help be the economic engine to keep our area getting better, well, that sounds pretty good to me. So read here, contact me for more information. If you want to move some of your money to Main Street versus Wall Street, we can help. Okay, in the summary of all the segments that we had, I want to close out by saying that I'm humbled and grateful to be able to do what I do. I'll give you a very brief story where a past client of mine had an urgent text message to me to connect with one of her friends. And I immediately did that. The next morning, I met with this friend's elderly mother who was about to sign a contract with a neighbor for her property that she'd owned and occupied for over 30 years. I quickly met with her and her mom. We put that on pause. It turned out that the neighbor who was going to buy this, nice guy, all of these things, was going to pay as much as $150,000 below the current market. So we put that on hold. We did a whole evaluation, and then we approached that neighbor who ended up not buying the property, and we listed the property. Now, not only did we get 150 more, we actually got 170 more in a multiple offer situation. So this one was able to set herself up much better for retirement. I want to thank the friend who referred me. It's serious stuff. Who you list with is serious. We take our job very serious. So I want to thank you for that. I want to encourage any of you out there listening to get in touch. Be your brother's keeper. Be your mother's keeper. Connect them with the most qualified team. And I think that's our team at Benchmark Real Estate.